Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Chris Doxlayer. I'm the president of the board of directors of the Hagerstown Band. I want to welcome you to our concert this evening. Tonight is historic. One for the record book, one that will appear in our archives with an asterisk beside it. Tonight, after almost completing 50 years as conductor, Lynn is conducting his last concert with the Hagerstown Municipal Band here in Hagerstown. It is appropriate that this concert is here at South High. South is mentioned in the band's history because at one point it served as the rehearsal space during the fall, winter, and spring when the band played year-round. Elwood Kinney, the first South High band director, was a player and associate conductor. Dr. Peter Buys, that you've already heard, was conductor from 1920 to 1959, wrote the music for the South High alma mater. The words were written by Carl Beer, the first principal at South High. At the end of 2024, Lynn will surpass Dr. Peter Buys as the longest active conductor in the band's history. Dr. Buys conducted 39 years. Lynn, at the end of this calendar year, will have conducted 50. Later in the program, Lynn will be offering his annual thank yous to those who were instrumental in executing our 110th season. But prior to that, we as the band and you as the audience need to offer our thank yous and congratulatory accolades to him for not only the years of conducting, but for the selfless service he has given to the band and our community. He always offers thanks to our families for the time we give during the summer. So on behalf of the band, I would like to thank his family for allowing him to do this job over the past 50 years. So in closing, this is Lynn's night, a very happy occasion. Lynn is not leaving us. He's just retiring as conductor. His only wish that he expressed Thursday night was that he would be periodically asked back to play in our euphonium section. He certainly would be welcome. I would like to welcome to the podium Lou Scally. Lou will be reading Lynn's story as it appeared in the HMB's 100th anniversary book. After that, we will have some presentations to Lynn. Lou has been our biggest cheerleader and promoter for decades. WJJ Radio and the band have had a long-standing relationship that we hope has brought happiness to people in this community. Lou?
Thank you very much. What a great evening and what a great crowd. Thank you all very much for coming out for this very historic evening here in Hagerstown. As you know, all of us in this town are part of history, whether it's Civil War, the big wars of the 20th century, or the other things that have occurred in our community. We all have a very big sense of pride in history and our community. And to have 110 seasons of music from the Hagerstown Municipal Band is simply unbelievable in this day and age of high technology and all of the different devices that everybody has to listen to music. But still on a Sunday night, here in Hagerstown, we get a good crowd out at the city park, and people just enjoy the beautiful sounds of the Hagerstown Municipal Band. We can't thank you all, you supportive fans, for being out and being part of this every week, week in and week out, along with the heat, the humidity, the bugs, and everything else that goes with it. But we wouldn't miss these concerts. They are part of our Hagerstown heritage for 110 years, and we hope that it continues a lot longer. Lynn, I don't know if you remember, the first time I met you was about 1974, and I believe it was downtown at Franklin Court Auditorium, where Ed Klitsch interviewed you as the new director of the Hagerstown Municipal Band. And I gotta tell you, you haven't changed a whole lot. You still look as good as you did back then. I think you were fabulous. You know, to be the conductor, you gotta look the part. If you remember that great movie about John Philip Sousa with Clifton Webb, I mean, he looked like a band director. He looks like a band director. Thank you very much for all of your time. And I don't know if all of you realize how much time goes into a nightly concert on Sunday night. There's 2 rehearsals, there's a selection of music, there's a musician, there's personnel, getting personnel in and out of the orchestra. We've been blessed to have so many wonderful musicians over the years from all walks of life, education, the military bands are well represented. We've just had such incredible participation, and we couldn't do it without these fabulous people on stage here tonight. Let's have a round of applause for the choir. So let me tell you a little bit about this kid back here. Lynn Lerew joined the Hagerstown Municipal Band in the summer of 1964 and performed as a member of the euphonium soloist through 1974. He became director in 1975. In 2024, he celebrated his 60th season with the Hagerstown Municipal Band and the 50th as conductor and music director. A native of Brennesville, Pennsylvania, he graduated from Biglerville High School. Lynn earned a degree in music education from Susquehanna University, Westchester University, and educational administration from Shippensburg University. He began his teaching career in 1963 and served as director of bands at Chambersburg Area High School until 1990. He became the director of human resources for the district and executive director of its foundation. His high school band was quite prominent with appearances throughout the United States at the Sugar Bowl, the Orange Bowl, Cotton Bowl, Rose Bowl, Indy 500, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, as well as 9 performances for the Washington Redskins. He's been quite active with his adjudication for marching, also content and stage bands, Mid-Atlantic region. He served twice as American judge for the St. Patrick's Festival in Ireland, the real one. Lynn formed the Dixieland Band and also was trombone, the quartet, and directed and played. He also played euphonium with the Virginia Grand Military Band in suburban Washington, D.C. He was happily married for 42 years to the lovely Roberta, known as Bertie. She passed in 2008. He has 2 children, Lori and Rick, 2 grandsons, Daniel and Benjamin. Next to his family, the Municipal Band has been the love of his life, and we like to consider him part of our family. And now it gives me great pleasure to call up the President of the Washington County Commissioners, John Barr. John is with us here this evening to present a proclamation and a few kind words about our Hagerstown Municipal Band.
Thank you, Lou. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. This is truly a historic moment for our community. So, before I get emotional, we are so blessed in this community. I can't say thank you enough for all your years of service and dedication, and just over and over. Earlier today, one of my near 50-year-old children said, "Where are you going tonight?" And my wife told her, he goes, "Well, gee," he said, "Dad used to make us go every Sunday night over to the band shell, and the kids would run off and go over and play. I would snap my fingers when it was time to go." So even our kids have a lot of fond memories. On behalf of my fellow county commissioners, I'd like to present this certificate of recognition. Is being presented to Lynn Lerew, and it states, "With sincerest appreciation, the Board of County Commissioners wish to honor you for your hard work and dedication to the Hagerstown Municipal Band. During your 50 years, conductor, you have showcase well-trained and dedicated musicians of all ages from all walks of life. You have been an integral part of the cultural enrichment of the tri-state area, and your commitment to the Hagerstown Municipal Band is unparalleled. We wish you the best of luck in all your future endeavors, signed by all 5 of the county commissioners, awarded this 11th day of August 2024.
For also Mayor Martinez. Is she here? Okay, she is not here. Okay. The last proclamation that I will present to Lynn came from Representative David Trone, our representative in Congress. And it says, Certificate of Congressional Recognition presented to Lynn Lerew, Hagerstown Municipal Band, in recognition and celebration of the 50th anniversary conducting the Hagerstown Municipal Band. Thank you for your dedicated service to the Washington County community. I wish you continued success for the years to come. David Trone. Two helpers that I think will come forward because we have a presentation to Lynn from the band. They're coming here. One more, and this I need to say publicly to our secretary of the band, Betty Sue Guyton. I want to publicly thank her for what she has done and what she did with all the logistics in our new conductor process, all the communications she did. She controlled the entire process, and it made it easy on me as president. And I truly thank her for her service to the band, and I got you some flowers. So that's it.
This is pretty overwhelming. It is very kind of everyone. This has been a labor of love. As Lou read, next to my family, my wife Bertie, who passed 16 years ago, to my daughter Lori, my son Rick, to Daniel and Benjamin, my 2 grandsons, and to the lady in my life named Kay, who's been my companion for the past 8 years. I can't thank them enough. They are my first love, but my second love for the last 50 years has been this Hagerstown Municipal Band. It became so much a part of my life, and the association with this wonderful group of musicians that comes from a 4-state area and gives so much of their time and talent on behalf of the Hagerstown Municipal Band is just unbelievable. As the commissioner said, the city is so pleased and proud to have this band. And I'm so proud to have been director and honored that this group of wonderful musicians has allowed me to be its director. So I was going to do this later, but I'm going to do it now instead of coming back to the microphone. So I first of all would like to introduce all of the officers. You've seen Chris. I'd like all of the officers to stand and be recognized. Joel Guyton, Vice President. Maybe you guys can't hear, can you hear up on stage? Okay, Betty Sue Guyton, secretary, Don Rayner, treasurer, and then Chris, are you still here? You're such a little guy, I can't see you. As he said, that the officers have worked so hard this summer, and there are 3 members of the board of directors, and they are Maggie Klingon, Tim Gottwald, and John Purcell. And this group has been very guiding this band for the last several years. I couldn't ask for a better group of people. They are committed to the band. They have been so kind to me and cooperative with me. And I'm proud to announce that they were just elected this past week to another term, which I think close election. There were thousands running for the office. But I will say that with a new director coming in, it's important to maintain consistency. So I'm so pleased that they're going. So our group of officers, thank you so much. You've been wonderful. The next group are our section leaders. And I'd ask them to please stand as I call their name. Double reeds, oboe, and bassoon. Greg Shook, flutes and piccolos, Timothy Gottwald, clarinets, Don Rayner, saxophone, Nicole Bowen, French horns, Dan Richmond, trumpets, John Purcell, low brass, trombones, euphoniums, and tubas, Dave Winter, and percussion, where are you, Christina? Christina was not able to play, but she's right here. She's our percussion section leader. This is a group that holds the band together. In April, we sent out a letter to everyone, all 100 or 100 plus musicians, and say, when are you available? Here are the dates. Please contact your section leader. Tell them when you can play. And then they take it from there, and they put everything together and schedule everything. And they are the glue that holds the band together. So I hope that they, too, will stay at least one more year for the new director, because they know what makes the band tick, and they do it very well. So on behalf of myself and the band, I wish to thank our section leaders. The person with the biggest job in the band probably is the librarian. Maggie Klingon is not only a member of the board of directors, but she's also our librarian. She took over the job a couple years ago from Karen Hart, who's playing in the section here, gave it up, and she took the job over seamlessly. And she then got an added benefit because we went from giving a folio to every 2 people to giving a folio to every person, which almost doubled the amount of folders, which almost doubled the amount of music. So I added this all up this afternoon, and she puts 4,500 pieces of music each summer into the folders, but then has to take them out and put them back in the library. It is a huge task. So Maggie, please stand and be recognized. Doris Smith took over the archive and history of the band several years back. Our archive stuff, all of our memorabilia sat in boxes, cardboard boxes in people's houses and in the library and maybe in the trunk of cars. And we decided we were going to establish an archive room. And then Doris Smith stepped forward, took it over, and has made a really nice thing out of it. And I hope in the future that you will get a chance, if you haven't, to see our archive room, which is in the Mansion House at the park. So please stand up, Doris, and be recognized. The only one retiring. There are 2 of us retiring. My son Rick has been recording the band probably for 30 or 40 years. He started as a little boy with a cassette tape recorder, recording the concerts and taking them home so he could listen to them at home. And then we grew into the digital age and got a digital recorder. We started making CDs, and now we make thumb drives of all the concerts. So I can give one to the soloists. I have one for myself to critique. and I also can send one to the archive room. So I'd like you to meet my son, Rick. He's now 53 instead of a 12-year-old boy. But Rick, stand up and turn around and South High for allowing us to use the building. I want to have Micah Sox stand on behalf of Washington County Schools for allowing us to use the program this evening. He is supervisor of visual and musical arts. So it's very nice to have this inside. Final group I want to recognize sits in front of you, and there are some in the audience. So if you're in the audience and did not play tonight because you weren't available or were not assigned, would you come down front, please, to the stage? Come on down. I know some of you are here. Come on, don't be bashful. Come on, Christina, Fred, Keith, anybody in the audience who plays in the band but was not able to play this week. I don't care how you look. Ladies and gentlemen, there are over 100 people who play in this band each summer. There's never more than 52 on stage. But they come from 4 contiguous states. They represent years and years and years of practice. Lots of money and lessons, lots of money and instruments. But most of all, they are the kindest, most considerate group you can imagine. And so this group in front of you, plus some who aren't here, plus what's on stage, I'd like them to please stand and to thank them for their courtesy to me and allowing me to be their director for 50 years. Would you please stand on stage, too, please? Our band. And then finally, the last group I'd like to acknowledge is the group that sits in front of you. It's already been said, but you come out, you brave the heat, you brave the rain, waiting to see if we're going to play, but you have honored us through the years by your presence. No one wants to play just by themselves. For us to come out in rehearsal Monday and Thursday evenings and then just play without an audience would not be any fun at all. So we experience the joy of performance. We experience the joy of acceptance by you. We appreciate your forgiveness at times, and we hope that you will consider to support the Hagerstown Municipal Band. I hope to be able to play with the band. We have one more concert. It is Sunday afternoon, December 1st, in Chambersburg. And why Chambersburg? I started 60 years ago at Chambersburg, and a group called the Gilmore Herner Foundation wants to my final concert as a conductor to be in Chambersburg. So the tickets will go on sale next week. It is Sunday afternoon, December 1st. We hope to see some of you there. Now, did I miss anybody? Oh, Tim Gobble. Tim is our announcer, and they say you only heard the ones you love. And I did this once before, a couple of years ago. Tim and I worked together with the Chambersburg High School Band for years and years and years. And he started playing in 1972, I think. And then we started carpooling to Hagerstown. And we have ridden up and down 81 for the past 40 or 45 years. He is a good friend, a wonderful performer, a wonderful teacher. And he is our announcer. He comes early, he sets up the equipment, he stays late and tears it down. And he has been a really, really good friend. So Tim, please stand up and be recognized. Years ago, I forgot him. I got home and as soon as my head hit the pillow, I thought, oh my goodness, I forgot Tim. I couldn't sleep that night. I apologized over and over, so I almost did it again, Tim. I'm sorry. All right, we have a couple more numbers to play. Thank you so much. You've been wonderful. We're going to finish our program. And then, prior to the hymn, I have one more task. I'll be back.